Welcome, welcome back to Wheel Route Fantasy Football. We're gonna get started in a fast puppy draft. If you're here, jump on in. We got 6 open spots. It's probably gonna fill rather quickly, so I'm not even gonna go to a slow draft. Just going to pop out the board. Get you over to the board, and we are full. That's the most appealing thing about Underdog, right? It fills instantly. Might be some interruptions today. Expecting a couple different text messages. Hopefully they don't want to talk on the actual phone. If you're here and watching live, let me know. Say hi in the chat. You will need to subscribe in order to chat. But, you could probably unsubscribe right away. Zero Fucks, what's up? Nice. Big Shooter, what's up? We both in this? We all in this? Super Beast, that's Big Shooter. Zero Fucks right next to each other at 3-4. I'm at the 9 hole. Sweet. Should be good times. Start out Gibbs, Bijan. Zero Fucks takes Chase. Big Shooter, Keith. Puka. The true 101 could be. I can't argue it really at all. Yeah. I can't argue any of the top 4 being the 101. JSN, I think there will be some fall off from last year, even though I think that offense is going to be pass happier. All right. So I was actually thinking about this earlier today. Normally I would go Ginty here, but I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb. And I might try the 0 RB from this side of the board. Depending on, like, if you leave me Barkley or something, I'm going to have to go Barkley. Take Hampton now, and I'll go 0 RB. Or I'll try it. All right, normally I would take Hampton, but I want to try 0 RB from this side of the board and see what we can do. And starting out, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown. What do we got here? Every time we buy the top of an elite receiving season, we always see regression. Amon-Ra is the only consistent guy besides Jamar. Yeah, he has been. Amon-Ra. Yeah, that's We'll see if Puka's had a couple of years now, right? At the top. Let me. You're in the 4 hole. Where are we going? I can't pull up his stats right now. I'm gonna flip to the other. I'm gonna flip to my other screen and just check out his career stats. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Probably need one more year of Puka, but I would think we're pretty safe with it, unless I guess Stafford could go down, and I don't know if that screws it up really though, because then they just feed Puka, shorter targets, and he probably gets himself hurt. All right. So what do we got going on? Oh, you eating up these receivers. I think it's going to be super I mean, we're on opposite sides of the board, so possibly, but I'm not so sure. Like last year, we had a much different meta, right? Where everybody was trying to gobble up the receivers. I was just thinking, I don't know if multiple people trying zero RB is going to be a positive thing, positive thing for either, but it might work. It's all trial and error, right? You know what? So I don't like Kyron. I got a ton of Etienne. Oh shit! What did I do? That was a total accident, but we can make it work. I got to queue people up. I got to use the star method. It's the only method that truly works well every time. You don't get caught if you do it the right way. All right, we can still go zero RB for now. Normally, fourth round, this would be my Josh Jacobs. Like if I don't have a running back yet, this would so be Josh Jacobs. But I'm almost glad I made the Josh Allen boo boo that I wanted. Egbuka. All right, I'll just try. I'll go Lad. I don't really like that because he's got. I don't like. I should have gone Garrett Wilson. I would have gone Josh Jacobs. I'm kind of forcing this zero RB build. Lad McConkey has the same bye week as Josh Allen, so not a huge fan of that. But DJ Moore should fall to me. So actually, I should have gone Garrett Wilson or pulled up Waddle. I think Waddle can be pulled up to the beginning of the fourth. Now I'm going to have to adjust that in my rankings too. I moved him up a little bit. I want to move Waddle up a little bit more and make sure he's ahead of McConkey. Yeah, no, he'll fit, and I'll get DJ Moore. Yeah, I'm just responding to that. I mean, Josh Allen's a great pick. Usually I don't touch him into the fourth. I would actually, I got to check out my rankings. I definitely should have had Tator McMillan ahead of him. So if I went Tator McMillan, Josh Allen could have made it around the turn to the fourth round, and I would have been much, much happier with Tet over Lad, obviously. But and if I was doing a typical draft, I would have gotten Omari and Hampton in the second round, and I would have followed it up with. And actually, I might have gotten Ashton Genty in the first round. So this is completely different from the direction I would normally go in a draft. But this is, the puppies are the place to play around and experiment, right? You're going to take all my... Ooh. Okay. They're going to eat up running back here, and I haven't been going over picks at all. I think Josh Jacobs is a great pick in the fourth round, especially where you got him 410. That's fantastic. Oh, because you were going to go zero RB. You're close. You're doing something similar to what I did the other night. Yeah, hero RB is just, it's the smarter move. Like Josh Jacobs falling to the 410. Actually, I really need to pay attention to exactly what's going on in the draft. So passing up Josh Jacobs at the 4.4 was really painful for me. So there's no way I would have passed him up at the 410. But so I stacked TJ Moore with Josh Allen. I could go Brian Thomas here. No, by week 7, you're going to leave me Jadarian Price, right? You got 3 running backs already. What would you? There you go. So very little Jadarian Price. Actually, I think I drafted him last night in an eliminator for sure, right around the same spot. Um, for this type of build, I think he is the perfect running back, and that's kind of so. What I was thinking about, I guess, during the day today, was that doing it on this side of the board. Yeah, that second round, you're going to have to pass up a running back. In my head, Omarion Hampton goes where Chase Brown does, and it's a little bit easier for me to pass up the running back in the second round. Third round, I said I would have gotten Tep McMillan. And fourth round, if Allen was still there, I would have grabbed him then in the fourth. If Ibuka fell, I would have liked that as well. But getting Allen in the fourth is kind of key here. Like if I could switch that would be perfect. Because he does make it around the turn. Usually he doesn't quite make it. He's probably made it to the 4.4 maybe 5 times that I've seen in 300 completed drafts, and I think another 70 more going on slow drafts. So that is possible. So it's kind of the makeup. Just switch McConkey and Tet, and it's exactly what I was thinking. I was figured all of these running backs in the fifth would go maybe before my pick. Passing up on Tootin is hard, except with Josh Allen, this DJ Moore pick was my fifth round kind of all the way, no matter what. But passing up on Tootin is hard there, and even Bucky Irvin in the late fifth, it's time to pick him. But I figured Jadarian Price could come back. So now I have 4 wide receivers, stacked quarterback. Dak went, so there goes the other stacks that I could pull off. I'm still looking and hoping for running back. Hoping Ramondre makes it to me. Justin Herbert would be a nice stack, but he Ramondre comes to me. I'll take that. Eat that up. This is filling in nicely. I have points at running back. Oh, they both have the same bye week. All right, but I have points at both running back positions every week except one. 50 BBMs, and you have 13% Gibbs, 15% Bijan. Wow. Yeah, you've probably hit a nice lucky streak there with those. That I would bet will even itself out over the next 50, most likely. All right, coming back again, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert both have the same bye week as. I could hit Mahomes, but it kind of sets up like RJ Harvey in the 8th. I'm thinking that's a value, right? Passing up on Mahomes there is tough, but Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence, I have to pass up on them too because of their week 7 bye. So I'm passing up a lot of opportunity there. All right. I'm going to look tight end now. If one falls to me or pops up that I like, there is one more running back that I would grab if he falls to me. Here, I could grab another running back. There's a couple of running backs that fall into a nice spot. Dallas, I just looking at my wide receivers, man, I wish that McConkey was Tator McMillan. But what I want to find now is a quarterback. I'd like another quarterback by the 10th round, by my 10-4. That way I can just stick with 2. Anything beyond that at this point, I might get worried and really push the quarterbacks late. But on a zero RB build, it's nice to give yourself a little extra space for a sixth running back. That would definitely be preferred. Unless the one I'm really eyeing up falls to me. After my Harvey pick went Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Monangai, J.K. Dobbins, Xavier Worthy, Justin Herbert at the 8-9. Wow, that's late. Jordan Addison at 8-10, Mahomes at 8-11, Dart at 8-12. That's sometimes one of the reasons why I prefer just really being a balanced build is that so you can go in any direction and scoop up falling value. Mahomes at 8-11, Herbert at 8-9 is just mind blowing. And Dart at 8-12 is equally as mind blowing in the other direction. Like he should be going in the 11th or 12th round, in my opinion. 9th round, Sam Laporta, Jonathan Brooks is the one I really wanted. Michael Pittman, Kenneth Gainwell, Mike Wilson, Jacoby Myers, Harold Fannin is the tight end I really wanted. But okay. I'm going to go Kyle Pitts here because I want to leave the opportunity open to grab like Penix in the last round. That sounds really bad. But, grabbing Pitts or there's the rookie Zachariah Branch gives you an opportunity to stack an 18th round quarterback, whether that is Tua or Penix, depending on what your team might need. If you think you might, all right, hold on 1 second. Well, who can I backstack here? I can probably backstack him. Definitely can't. There goes Knicks. Sugar. No. I'm going to time out. Damn it. Who does that? I just grabbed Aaron Jones to have another running back. Kind of lost track of what I was doing. Maybe I could have grabbed the Mayfield and backstack him. I have a plan on who to backstack. I can't. Stafford, you can backstack with what isn't it? Ferguson, the tight end, but that would be the same bye week as Pitts. So I don't really need a quarterback, but I didn't find a position player I really cared for either, or like a receiver. I guess I could have gone with Concepcion, can backstack him in literally the last round. So that would give me the option of stacking Atlanta or Cleveland in the last round. I'm kind of past the point of where I feel super comfortable with only two quarterback. Although there are definitely quarterbacks that I can grab that actually safe floor, full season, just go with the two. But I just want to leave the door open in some cases. And grabbing Aaron Jones isn't bad there. Aaron Jones is one of those that's better in eliminator. I expect him to perform fine in the beginning of the season, but by the end of the season, you've been pulling up Allen on the left side of the board because it seems easier to get DJ Moore on the left side. Probably. I think as we get closer to the season, DJ Moore is one of those that's going to rise in ADP, and you're right. And probably Allen is too. As we get into August, there's going to be people that are joining for the first time. And I'm sure actually, this week there are people joining for the first time, drafting their first teams. And when they see the sticker price on Josh Allen and DJ Moore, without like digging deep into anything, you just see, whoa, they should be going earlier than that. Whoa, I'm going to jump on that. I think that, they're names that are super familiar and, super talented players. But all right, so I definitely want to get Kincaid. Don't particularly care for like drafting him above Mark Andrews, and you know what? Good. Take Shakur. Go ahead, take him. I'm going to draft Kincaid over Kelsey and Andrew. Well, Kelsey goes. Love Mark Andrews. Got tons of him. Would rather have the stack here. And that looks cozy if you can leave me that. Or do I want an upside running back? Or a floor running back? Sam Darnold just went. Oh, yeah. Rashid Shaheed, Sam Darnold at the turn. I wasn't going to be able to do that anyway. You know what I might do here? I'm looking at Keaton Mitchell. Malik Willis. I'm going to go Malik Willis. High upside. I guess I shouldn't go high upside with Josh Allen. I should have gone Stroud, safe floor. And I can backstack Stroud. What I was thinking of Willis is high upside, but Willis is a much better QB1 in a 3 QB build, or QB2 in a 3 QB build, where your first QB was drafted in round 10 or later. So yeah, it doesn't really match this team, but I could still go 3 QB in the last round. We'll see. All right, I got Buffalo stacked. I don't care about stacking Melise. I could have gone Keaton Mitchell as well. Chris Rodriguez goes the pick after me. Keaton Mitchell was the upside running back. Probably should have done that, right? I have floor running backs, need an upside. So if I switch Malik Willis with Keaton Mitchell, that's better for this build. After Mitchell, Stroud goes, then Chigakonkwo, Dallas Goedert. Woody Marks is, I think he'll be a solid third down back, and his price is just about right. Daniel Jones goes. Isaiah Pacheco, I have no faith in whatsoever. Ryan Flournoy starts out the 13th round. What do I want to do? Malik Willis. Oh, actually, that's a bring back, isn't it? Willis was a bad pick there. Definitely should have gone Stroud. Would have felt better, or Keaton Mitchell. Either one of those definitely would have worked a bit better there. I got 2 tight ends, 4 running backs. I could go receiver, but I do like receivers late. So just I already have those week 7 buys stacked. I don't really want more of them. As soon as I think of a player, it's just like, maybe Denzel Boston, he gets drafted. Travis Hunter was right before that. Omar Cooper was next on my mind. But that's all right. I'm going to shore up a running back spot and go with the old stack cuff at running back, term coined by Todd Burrows. I have 5 running backs now, including, I was going to say, I think late in the season, I own Denver's backfield. I could get one more running back late, but it's probably time to turn back to wide receiver. Not that there's a ton of selection here. I could go Bryce Young as it's Bryce Young should be going in the 16th. I'm not the 18th round. I might get a third quarterback, maybe. Gonna grab some Debo there. Not sure where he ends up. Probably moves up in ADP wherever he lands. Probably with Oakland or something, right? Yeah, Malik Willis correlates with Allen with Buffalo in Week 17. But usually you don't want two quarterbacks in the same game because then you need that one game to blow up. So when you get a quarterback on a different team, there's the chance of you catching two blow up games. And, theoretically, you got that one stacked as well. So you're kind of narrowing your path by just picking one game, especially in a tournament like this where it's 2 of 12, 1 of 10, 1 of 10, and then a 375 seat final. So you're going up against 374 other teams there. Actually, I want to just look at tight end and receiver right now. All right. If he's available, I will do that. And all right. What are my bye weeks of my tight ends? 11 and 7. So that cuts out Terrace Ferguson. All right, got a couple guys in mind here at this turn. Hopefully they fall to me. Oh, there goes Zachariah Branch. So good. There goes that idea. Still got one idea coming. Let's see. What do we got? Bryce Young doesn't go until the 15th. Mendoza actually is somebody. Well, I didn't have him stacked anyway. So what do I got? I'm going to go Gunnar Helm, get my third tight end, lock that up. And right now is exactly when I wish I had gone Stroud instead of Willis. Willis is, Malik Washington just went at the 15-1. And the reason I'm saying Stroud instead of oh, shoot, hold on. I'm the 16th. All right, wide receiver. I don't have to do that, but Tank Dell is my guy here. Just looking at ADP. Actually, if I had gone my normal route, usually in like the 13th, 14th, and 15th, I can go with like Sadiq in the 13th. Adonai Mitchell in the 14th, and then I grab Geno Smith in the 15th and go with a late jet stack there. But Stroud, I tend to gravitate right towards Tank Dell. Just looking in this range, you got Cooper Kupp, Antonio Williams, Jeremy Bernard. I'm not high on any of them. And even Calvin Ridley, Dontavian Wicks, I guess, but Mekhi Lemon I have a ton of. Just kind of difficult to pass on Tank Dell over a lot of these guys when you're looking at receiver, and that's why I like getting Stroud in the 12th there. And I just think Stroud has a super safe floor, and when Dell plays, he has a super high ceiling. So I want to slow down drafting Dell. I'm not 100% sure that he's going to be even close to 100% at any point during the season. But damn, what if he is? Then they both go off. So kind of and having Malik Washington go as early as he did, I guess he probably goes that early that often. I don't grab Malik Willis that often. And I could have gone his receiver. I could have waited on, or his tight end. I could have waited on tight end and grabbed Dolchich. Might have been a little bit better move. I'm going to grab another receiver here. I just feel only 6 wide receivers is leaving yourself a little bit short. Now the question is, do I go another running back or do I go with a quarterback? So if I go running back, I could go Katron Allen. I could go Nick Singleton. If I go quarterback, I can go Tua or Penix. Appreciate that, Connor. I started YouTube last summer. I'm gonna go with Nick Singleton. I just felt my running back needed a boost at the end of the season. And if Josh Allen goes down, this team is screwed anyway. So, really only need Malik Willis to kick ass the week after his bye and maybe fill in for a couple Josh Allen float. But if Josh Allen gets injured, this team's cooked. DJ Moore and Kincaid are spit, and it's fried anyway. So, but if Buffalo kicks ass and I can get some steady performances from Jadarian Price, Ramondre Stevenson, RJ Harvey, those 3 guys kind of got to get me to the end of the season. And I do need to get through that week 11 bye, which RJ Harvey, the combination of RJ Harvey and Coleman covers 1. Aaron Jones might be. So my play on Nick Singleton is that after week 9, Tajay Spears or Pollard or somebody is underperforming or injured or something. And I guess I just went through my team, but just to go through it all again. Yeah, I'm going to be drafting a total of 3 this evening. So Connor asked me when I started YouTube. I actually started this last summer. Well, it was kind of once or twice a week last summer. And then I tried to do it during the season, like Sunday mornings and Thursday nights. I even wanted to do it Tuesday, but I think I made it through 2 weeks of doing 3 nights and then just kind of 1 night a week and fell off and faded off. I'm a teacher. So and I live in Maryland, but my parents and other family are in New York, and both my parents have dementia. So every once in a while I need to fill in it. Life gets in the way. But so far, actually, this is my first summer in 15 years I'm not working. The past 11 years I've been running summer school at my school. And before that, I was a baseball coach and did a whole bunch of baseball camps over the summer. So this is the first summer I'm off. So I've decided to kick in and do more on the website, wheelrouteff.com, and more streaming. Who's the worst pick on the board? As far as this draft and ADP or overall? So overall, just as a general, I would never pay that price for him, is the highest priced one that I think shouldn't be there would probably be Cam Scatterboo. I think he's a total bust. I think he's reckless, and it's going to – and any Giants, I think, are a bust this year. I just don't see the team doing much of anything. but I'll go through it if I can notice one in particular in this draft. If you see one in this draft pointed out, or nominate 3 or 4 picks from this draft, if you can tell. I'm going to go over a couple of these picks in this draft because I know Zero Fucks here and Super Beast are both in the chat. Yeah, I got you, Keith. Keith is Super Beast, so I'll hit you up first. Put you on blast there. He starts out Puka Nakua, Drake London. I think I started out that way last night in my 0 RB build. Maybe not. Maybe it was Chase in London. Anyway, Puka London. Oh, it was Puka London. And Javonte Williams, Mike Evans. Evans at the 4.9, like it's really polarizing the views on him, right? It's either you think he's dust and can't do it, or go, hey, San Francisco signed him to a big contract. He's got, gas left in the tank. And, a young Mike Evans goes in the early 3rd, right? So getting him in late 4th, and sometimes he even falls further, feels great. And David Montgomery, safe floor. I guess he does have some upside, but I think if that offense is working on all cylinders, it's Stroud throwing passes into the end zone. But Montgomery should, have a relatively safe floor either way. You're looking at 250 touches, most of them rushes, but there's definitely goal line work there. Tony Pollard, a lot of people are very hype on him. And I was at one point in the offseason. I traded for him in Dynasty. I'm trying to think of what I gave up. I think it was a super flex league. I gave up Tua for Tony Pollard and Jameis Winston. And maybe at the end of the next draft, I'll explain my Jameis Winston theory, but I'll get to that at another point. But yeah, I've kind of cooled off a little bit on Pollard because of the Nick Singleton draft. But then again, Singleton was what, 5th round, maybe 4th round. I thought Singleton might be a 3rd round pick, but I think he was 4th or 5th. So maybe there's nothing there. And they've said Singleton looks great, but probably special teams. I think Pollard starts out the season, but I'm not sure. He's 29 years old. Not sure he's got a ton of gas left in the tank there. And we had Quinshon Judkins, and you stack it with Justin Herbert. Quinshon's shot up in ADP. He was I feel like he was even a 10th or 11th round pick at one point. I started drafting in January, so yeah, you might have to excuse me. I don't keep track of the daily ADP, but he was going much later. And even as much as a month ago, he was easily going 2 to 3 rounds later. But yeah, he's shot up draft boards, but that's a huge stack there. That's a very underrated stack, especially getting Justin Herbert at the 8.9. That's incredible. Come back with Kenny Gainwell as your 4th running back. Matt Stafford in the 10th, Kevin Concepcion in the 11th, Dallas Goedert in the 12th. I like the Goddard pick. I think he's undervalued. Rondé Gadsden for the stack. Trey Harris for the stack. We've got a huge Charger stack going here. Adonai Mitchell, Emmett Johnson, Jalen Noel. I like that. That's taking the gas out of my Tank Dell pick right there. So I'm trying to fade Tank Dell, and every time I don't take Tank Dell, I find myself drafting Jalen Noel. So one of the two of them is going to have a really good year, unless they just in best ball, it could work out great, right? So Tank Dell gets off to a slow start, still recovering from injury. Jalen Noel gets fed, hits a rookie wall. I know he's not a rookie, but he didn't get a lot of playing time at all last year, so he could still hit that wall. Tank Dell comes in full strength, They could probably be on the field at once. They just have to run different sorts of sets, or they go every other play later in the season and they're at full speed. I think that works well. And then Kamani Vidal, that's a great 18th round pick. Everybody's hyping, and I almost took Keaton Mitchell. Oh, wait, did I go? No, that's right, yeah. But Kamani Vidal is actually the backup running back. Keaton Mitchell will have 5 to 8 plays a game that are specific geared towards him, but Kamani Vidal, it will be the breather back. And then if Amarian goes down, you got Yahtzee right there. Herbert, Stafford, just 2 quarterbacks there. Cool. Looks good. You should have a good enough team to come in second place. Parker in the 6th. Oh, Parker Washington. Yeah, I got to agree with you there. Parker Washington, like old heads. Well, not even old heads. Just a few years ago, Russell Gage. There's plenty of that archetype that took 3 or 4 years to break out. Had a fantastic season. Gets drafted super high the next year, and then you know what? Xavier Hutchinson. I've had that on the mind as well. Xavier Hutchinson as well. They like him. They like him a lot. And I think he must do he's one of those coaches love kind of guys, right? He's got to be. Zero fucks. Zero fucks. Here goes Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers. Like that start, man. That's yeah. I would have debated between Rice. I would have gotten Collins there. You're right. Yeah. And then Flowers, I had a ton of love stacking him with Lamar. Nice. You got the Josh Jacobs there. Tyler Warren. You know what? Like, I glaze over him because this is my quarterback zone. And when I don't get quarterback, it's either Brian Thomas, I guess Jordan Tyson, or Marvin Harrison. But I need to pay more attention to Tyler Warren. Chuba Hubbard, I'm not a huge fan, but if he were to fall to the 8th, I would start to gobble up Hubbard. I obviously have pronounced it time after time after time. Jonathan, why can't I think of his name? Jonathan Brooks is my guy. Then you come back here with Jordan Addison at the 8-10. I think he is an immense value. Pittman at the 9-3. That's another great pick. You got Goff here. Is there a stack anywhere with Goff? Don't see one. That would be my only knock on this team so far anyway. Jaden Higgins, another. I like all the Houston receivers, but that's the problem though, right? There's so many of them. You kind of have to hit the jackpot there. But, like Stroud in the 12th, I think is probably one of very few quarterbacks that are priced exactly right. It's fun to grab Houston wide receivers because they're easy stacks early or late. And you got Woody Marks here and a nice little positional stack. I like him in Stroud stacks too. Brenton Strange, Tyler Algier, Dylan Sampson, Sean Tucker. So we got the Josh Jacobs and Chuba Hubbard to give you a nice floor. Woody Marks. And then so we go 6 running back. Probably would have tried to pull something a little earlier, but you do it with some really good backs that I like. I have I think I have over 15% Sampson and Algier. Woody Marks, I'm just starting to figure out that he'll have some pass catching value. Sean Tucker is one I have very little of, but he's not a bad pick. I just think there's limited upside there, but you might strike gold once or twice. Then you come back, Greg Dulcich and Devontae Walker in the stack with Lamar. I see I think Eric Bindfor is the one that grabs Devontae Walker quite often. Good job, guys. Let me see. Hutch, a few shares in Time Box. Naked Goff instead of pushing Stroud, and he wouldn't have come back. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, not sure what I would have done. I like your team a lot. Goff is just one of those guys I don't think I would ever do naked. Malik Willis is a naked guy. Even Baker Mayfield, I could see. Goff is just one of those, like in a tournament style this way. Like I want him to have a big playoff week, and well, I guess he could spread it around. It is very possible to spread it around. I can see it now. All right, good to go. So I am going to jump in another fast puppy, and I'm going to say if you want to get in, jump in now. You are on 7-second delay, so I want to give it a few seconds before I jump in, and we should all be jumping in at the same time there. As I was the last one in, and it's full. Hopefully you got in right before me if you want to get in, because it snap filled as soon as I jumped in there. So, Zero Fucks, you're here. We got Waylander, Zero Fucks, C. Boyer, Ruben Zoo, My Daily Static, what are that? Davo Knows, Chuck D, Retwin, or Retwin, Not My Money, and Young Life in this one. Looks like we missed you there, Keith. Maybe next time I will be doing a third one, I believe. But I got to take less time in between my next two. Should be all right. Should be all right. Let's ride, Maximus. I still don't remember. Was that from one of my pods? Your delay is massive. Sometimes, like I accidentally hit the like swipey thing at the bottom. Make sure it's all the way to the. Yeah, I tried. I tried to count down. I think the countdown is aloha. I think the countdown is throwing off Keith. He seems to get in when I'm just like, don't do it. Where am I? I'm at the 1-9. Do I want to try it again? I'm not going to. I'll do 0 RB if it kind of falls in my lap. Jonathan Taylor is here, right? I don't get him very often. Lately I've been grabbing Ashton Genty there, but I got to mix in a little bit of Taylor. And it's not that I hate Taylor. Like Taylor falling to the 1-9, I should probably grab him. James Cook is going. If somebody reaches for James Cook, the pick before you, and you have the chance to get Taylor at the 1-9, really shouldn't pass that up, even if you like prefer other players over him. Like I was considering going 0 RB. And then even when I don't, and I grab a running back at the 1-9, I don't even want to say who I usually grab Ginty there. Taylor's I'm going to go double running back here. I'll get Hampton. So maybe I'll go the opposite direction depending on what falls. Maybe I'll go the hyper fragile. Yeah. And get 3 or 4 RBs right off the bat. And then that'll be it. So maybe I'll do just the opposite, 0 RB to RB heavy. We'll see what falls to me. I'm not gonna, force anything. Just my philosophy on drafting overall is always JT was the best. I was very high on JT last year. I had him ranked RB4 last year. It was Gibbs, Bijan, McCaffrey, and then I had Jonathan Taylor. I might have had Achane ahead of him. But at the beginning of the last season, I looked like a genius until they started losing. If you look, Jonathan Taylor, throughout his history, I think it's throughout since the beginning. It might just be the last couple of years. But his point differential from when the Colts win to when they lose is a difference of 10 points. And I don't expect the Colts to win a lot this year. They started out hot last year. They were, locked in and going on all cylinders. But Daniel Jones getting hurt is the world showing us that Daniel Jones needs to be at full capacity or these things are going to happen. It just doesn't happen in him. It wasn't like, yes, he had a great run at the beginning of last season, but one more injury in a line of season-ending injuries. No thanks. You can take Daniel Jones, and Jonathan Taylor suffers because of that. But I'm not going to have zero Jonathan Taylor. I'm just not going to grab him when I have to pay a heftier price. As long as he keeps falling, I'll keep getting him. And especially because the one I want ahead of him is Ashton Genty. And if Genty could fall just a little bit further, then I can get them both, right? So, all right, what am I looking at here? I'm not going to get Travis Etienne, so I'm definitely going to go. I'm not going to get Josh Allen again. Definitely going to go Zay Flowers here. So, this is where I really like to get Zay Flowers because once in a while, Lamar actually makes it all the way back to the 5.9. I've even seen Lamar push into the 6, the 6.4. I probably shouldn't try that in a streamed room, but if y'all give a little deference to the streamer, I'm not trying to talk you into anything, but you would certainly get a team review at the end. JC still outscored Gibbs 15-17. That's a good stat. Interesting. He got to 69 on Friday. Oh, shoot. I'm going to go with Tet. So this is a room I really I'm enjoying this. 2 potential stud running backs and 2 undervalued receivers. I guess Zay Flowers isn't undervalued anymore, but kind of fly under the radar a little bit in certain crowds. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Zay fall a little further as August comes in and new people are drafting. They will probably go, what, Zay Flowers here? Somebody else, I think, will fall. Give me 1 second. Just got a nice little friendly text that I got to reply to, but I'll wait to a better time when I'm not actually trying to talk. All right, so Zay Flowers could fall. Scadaboo is another one that I would expect. Well, who knows? He could rise, actually. There's probably going to be a lot of hype around Scadaboo. He'll probably go up, but you guys can have him. After my Tet McMillan, we see Jalen Waddle, Garrett Wilson, Malik Neighbors, David Montgomery, Scatterbust, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Jamo Williams closes out the fourth. Devontae and Swift start out the fifth. Zero fucks. Where are you? You're in the 2 hole. Yeah. So last draft we were both going 0 RB to start, and now we're flip flopping. It's what falls to you, right? Like you got it. Just when you're drafting, stay easy. Go with the flow. But then again, sometimes, or when I was with Pyromaniac like 10, 11 years. Oh, Lamar. Who took Lamar? What at? What are you doing? What at that? I don't know. What do I want to do now? I'll go Christian Watson. Maybe I should have. Well, no. There's no need for me to go running back, but Travion Henderson is a real good pick this late in the fifth. Pass on a 15 ADP Fuller and a guy that I don't like. Yeah. He's 15 pick Fuller. I have a really hard time staying away from something like that. You don't see that all the time. All right. So can't get Lamar. I'm going to go with the next best thing. I don't ever mind a naked Jaden Daniels. I have a ton of him. Actually, I don't. You know what? I don't think he's my most owned quarterback, Jaden Daniels, but I think he's only around 17%. My quarterbacks are pretty leveled out because I tend to always grab one in the 6th round or late 5th if it's Lamar. I tend not to. You saw one of my very few Josh Allen teams. I tend to wait until the 4th for him, but when he falls to the 4th is usually when I get him. But Lamar, when I have Zay, or if it's super late 5th, or Lamar hits the 6th round, I'm drafting him naked. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with a naked Daniels. I'm fine with a naked May because you can backstack them. Like May should be stacked. And I'll backstack Daniels too. It'll just be super late. It won't be with Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin. If you're, I don't see him moving much. I do have McLaurin Daniels stacks, but I'm probably grabbing McLaurin in the mid 4th and able to get Daniels in the mid 6th. Every once in a while, Daniels does go late 6th, though, and when you get lucky. But I think of this 6th round, Jaden Daniels has more access to peak weeks. JD5, Jaden Daniels. Or Jalen Hurts. No, Jaden. All right, Jaden Daniels. So I'm about even on both of them. I think in individual weeks, which is kind of what best ball comes down to. If I'm drafting redraft, I'm going Drake May. I think it's tough. They're about even. I know that's been sitting. I hate that, but like that, I don't really have a hot take on which one is better. Sugar. I'm gonna go Sutton here. I don't have a lot of Sutton. I have been getting caught up lately, but it's just one of those things that it's like, why are we so down on Sutton? And I guess we were further down. I should wait until the 8th to get him because he does fall there. It's just I didn't feel like Kraft. I could get Lawrence. Oh no, Lawrence has the same bye week as Jaden Daniels. That is actually something I need to think about when I draft Jaden Daniels, is that he has the same bye week as Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert. So that kind of locks out anybody on those teams. I could go, yeah, I'm not going to go Patrick Mahomes here. I should have maybe thought about, like, hold on. I'm going to go Jordan Addison there. I could have gone Godwin too. I just think Jordan Addison, I think Jordan Addison should be going much earlier. Oh, I guess he's no, he hasn't creeped up really. I feel like Addison should be going ahead of Quentin Johnson. Justin Herbert goes at the 7-10 here. He went at the 8-9 last draft. Sutton and Addison become stackable pieces later. Even though I have Watson, I do like stacking Love. There's a lot of different directions I could go here. Leave myself open. I'll probably come back with a running back or tight end. I could have gone Laporta there and gotten a Goff stack. Mahomes, I really like stacking him with Worthy. So I only do it anymore when I can get it at the 8-9 turn. Getting it at the 7-8 turn is just it kills the mojo. That's where they probably should be going, actually. So I shouldn't be afraid of it. But I've gotten the Mahomes Worthy stack much later. Even 6 weeks ago, you could get Mahomes in the late 8th, early 9th. You could get Worthy in the 10th or 11th, and then Kelsey in the 12th or whatever. It was a real easy stack a couple months ago. 8 holes cooking. Where's 8? Looks pretty close to what I got. 8 holes kicking. 0 if you're taking Parker on the 6th low. I like stacking Trevor Lawrence with Jacoby Myers. Leave me my guy. Thank you. Jonathan Brooks. Late 9th, I'll take it all day. And what do we have here? Miss Denver. So Kyler Murray, Jordan Love. Did Knicks go? Knicks went, right? Well, Knicks went right before my pick. Knicks is a good stack. Just missed that. All right, so Kyler Murray goes. Leave me my last stack, bro. There's 2 other quarterbacks you can take. Yeah, I'm not taking Parker much at all. Brian Thomas I'll grab once in a while. But yeah, I said I like stacking Lawrence with Jacoby Myers. All right, here I'm going to go Jordan Love because I have Christian Watson. Neat little stacky. Now I just got to look out for some Washington guys. Gonna look for Chig. Gonna look for the rookie wide receiver. I can't think of his last name right now. It's Antonio something or other. Yada. So Lemon is a guy that was going in the 9th or 10th round just a couple of weeks ago, but the leg up guys, legendary upside, have pushed him up to the turn where Jalen Hurts goes. So yeah, usually what people try to do is push Jalen Hurts around the turn. So a lot of times they'll grab Lemon at the 6'10 or 6'11, and that really drove up his ADP. But the whole thing killing that vibe was Devontae Smith. So Hurts is always going to go to the Devontae Smith drafter. I'm just surprised. I was surprised that Lemon was being driven up that far, and then Pat Kareem has just been running his mouth about him for the past week or two, and that's really so their sidekick and their rankings get used a lot. So that's what pushed it Lemon up. But they're kind of right. When you listen to what podcast was it? It was Pat Kareem, Legendary Upside. It was, I forget which one it was. That's Fair. The That's Fair podcast. I think it was that one. Anyway, he was talking about how other rookies that are drafted in the same spot as Lemon and may or may not even have that his clear path to targets. This is where we've been taking him in the 7th round or the 6th round. We, weren't him him fall to the 9th round or whatever. All right. So I got Love. I really need to pay attention. I don't have any tight ends. I'm going to reach a little bit just to make sure I get him and he comes around the turn. Going to grab Chig there. See a couple of running backs I like. Another tight end I like that if he makes it around the turn, I can deal with. Another running back there. So how many? I got 3 running backs, 1 tight end. I wouldn't mind getting another tight end there, but if a particular running back makes it back to me, I will grab him first. Reed, I have a ton of Reed. All right, so Goddard was the other tight end I was looking at. I'm going to take Tyrone Tracy here. Those that listen to me every draft know that I like getting Tracy because I think Scatterboo is going to be a scatterbust. So I'll just go over Scatterbust one more time. He's slow. He had a major leg injury. He's going to be slower. Part of the reason running backs get hurt are because they're slow. As a general rule, injuries happen most often to people that are slowed down. And if you're slow naturally, a couple bumps and bruises going to slow you down further. Not only that, he plays extremely recklessly. He goes head first. There's all the jokes about him having CTE already. But take it from a guy who played college rugby recklessly, going head first into tackles and getting a concussion every other week really isn't a great idea. Really isn't conducive to proper decision making. What's this? Hasn't been condensed, but will be more condensed this year. 2 wide receiver sets for each one. You say that, but even so, yeah, Musgraves, Savion, sure. Reed still played when he was healthy in over 70%. He still played over 70% of the snaps when he's healthy in games. I do see him getting that. So we can't be low on Golden in the 11th round and think he's going to maintain his position over Reed. So is Golden the X or is Christian Watson the X? I need to look into that. I would assume Christian Watson, even if Christian Watson's the Z, he can move the X. Reed can move to Z in 2 wide receiver sets. Yeah, and Reed has it like a 77% slot rate, but that just because he hasn't been used that way before doesn't mean they won't do it going forward. And Reed was one of the guys that was kind of like, hey, you need to treat me like a wide receiver one. Hold on, I really need to focus here. Shoot. Do not like that tight end. I do like that tight end. I'll go Kenyon Sadiq. I think he presents quite a bit of upside. It is a bit of a reach, but there's 2 running backs here. I also like, what are my stacks again? Washington got that, need the Washington receiver. Green Bay's bring back is Houston. Strange would have been a good one. He's a bring, but he has the same bye week as Washington. All right, I'm probably going to do so Jonah Coleman was one of the running backs I was looking at there. I could go wide receiver here too. Do I want to close out my running back room, or do I want to Is it my pick? Oh, Debo, shoot. Barely got that under the gun. I need to turn on my little alarm thing. I'm looking dead at it and don't see it. Grab Debo there, 6th wide receiver. Might end up going 8. I may not. This is almost too balanced. I probably should queue up a tight end, but not necessarily. Houston and Washington. Oh, did I miss Antonio Williams? So if Antonio Williams comes back, I'll get him. Might go tight end there. And then there's the Houston guys later. Oh, Jaden. All right, good. I'm glad I didn't get running back there. Debo was a good pick. I will take that. 0 fucks. Pittman is Pittman. I like Pittman. I don't know about over Reed, but I see where you're coming from. The only reason I would not be as high on Pittman, I think Pittman's drafted right around the right spot. Downs was going after him and will probably fall back again. People on the same kind of news that Downs will be in 2 wide receiver sets. I just Aaron Rodgers and what happens if Aaron Rodgers, and we said it last year. Damn it. Antonio Williams goes. Not that I really care. It was just like I was fading him, then I jumped on him, then I was fading him again, and now I'm back on Antonio Williams, and now his ADP is climbing. With Brandon Ayuk going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And that Pittman can do so much. Is that I'm not. Oh, my pick. Gunnar Helm. Close out my tight end room there. Let me see. Gonna get at least one more receiver. Oh, I want the Houston bring back. But before I do that, there's a couple of I'm only going to go 2 QB in this one, having Jaden Daniels and Jordan Love. Not sure. I'll grab one more running back at least one more running back, and then one more, or maybe two more receivers. Oh, who just? All right, I'm going to grab Jaden Blue as my 5th running back. Jaden Blue and Marshawn Lloyd have both been creeping up. They were 18th round picks just a couple of weeks ago, or not even being drafted a month ago. But good news, and almost the lack of news is driving them up. And I think that's that this period of time, right? So there's no real news. There's this and that coming out, and more hearsay and just speculation than anything. And people overreacting on it. But what they're really overreacting, I'm guilty of it too. We're all overreacting on our own. We need to get our guys. We want to get our guys. And this is the time to get your guy. And this is the time that ADP starts to really settle. And then all of a sudden in August, it just goes with camps going in full force. You know what? When does training camp start? Damn it. I mean, it's different for each team by a day or two, but I can't get an answer here. Damn, Yahoo search sucks. I'll look in a minute. What do we got? What do I got going on? Is week 17 a home game for Green Bay? I need to rethink that then, don't I? He's just easy to stack because there's 3 receivers I like drafting. I mean, I guess counting Kraft. I'm not a huge fan of grabbing Golden, but sometimes you're stuck at that turn and you can get that last second stack on them too. All right, so shoot. Going to grab Jalen Noel. Tank Dell went a few picks before me. And do I go running back? There goes Ray Davis, the running back guy. Probably I would have thought most about. I can go Katron Allen for a stack. Jacksonville. Surratt goes. Wow. There's sharks in this draft. There's no real scraps left over at wide receiver. Unless I need to adjust some of these rankings down here. I'm going to go Katron Allen. Kind of a look. When you got a running quarterback, running backs always benefit. My team: Jonathan Taylor, Omarion Hampton, Zay Flowers, Tatora McMillan, Christian Watson, Jaden Daniels, Cortland Sutton, Jordan Addison, Jonathan Brooks, Jordan Love, Chigga Conquo to stack with Daniels, Tyrone Tracy, Kenyon Sadiq, high upside, Debo Samuel, who knows where he goes. Gunnar Helm should be a consistent target. Jaden Blue, Jalen Noel as a bringback, and then Katron Allen as another stack. Who else is in here? Randall Cobb and James Jones. Randall Cobb is how I see Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels will get some touches out of the backfield too. I would not be surprised. Yeah. Some of them cold weather games I'll give to you. All right, that's fine. I'm reading back in the chat. I usually don't fall behind. You guys are talking some old school football. I like that. Bateman or Brass. So I'm not really in on either one of them, although. Thanks, Keith. I like it, don't love it. Could have had a little bit more stacking there, but not embarrassed by it. I'll tell you that. Who else we got in here? We had Zero Fucks, Bijan Robinson, Brock Bowers, Jeremiah Love, Mike Evans, DeAndre Swift. I probably would have. Well, that's tough, right? So Devontae Adams is the last of a tier. I think what we'll start to see as August comes around, DJ Moore will get pushed up there, and we'll be able to get Devontae Adams or one of these guys at a bit later pick. But DJ Moore probably gets shifted up to this tier when we hit August, unless we hear banging news out of camp for whether it's Swift, Judkins, Irvin, or Tootin, or even Travion Henderson. Colston Love in the 5th. I've been taking him in the 4th. I would love to have the patience to wait to the 5th. In fact, I need to, because I think I'm over 25% on him. Where Zero Fucks. So Swift in the 6'11", you grab Parker Washington and then Mekhi Lemon. Probably just trying to get caught up at receiver there. Then Brock Purdy, Michael Pittman, Kevin Concepcion. You got Purdy stacked with Mike Evans there. Then you got Bill here in the 11th round, Sam Darnold, Keaton Mitchell. Is Darnold stacked at all? AJ Barner. You got Rodgers in the 14th, Barner in the 15th. Close out with Judy, Ridley, and Brazel. Any stack on Rodgers? Am I missing it? Or is it just Pittman? Got them all stacked. Three quarterbacks stacked was the most likely to advance and I believe make the finals. The 3 quarterback all stacked builds tend to be the stronger teams out there. Makes me wonder why I don't do more 3 quarterback builds. I've been greedy trying to get 2 in the first 9 rounds, Jordan Love and Goff are guys in the 10th that this draft is a little bit more spread out. Not that much though. At quarterback, Dart should just be going later. That was the big one. But good draft. We'll do one more. Where am I going? Was there anybody else? Brazel for the bring back. All right, there you go. Anybody else want me to go over their squad? Anybody else in here? All right. I'm going to jump in one more. Jump in now. I'm waiting a few seconds because there's a delay. And whoop, there's still 4 more spots. Click in, click in, click in. As soon as I jumped in, like 6 people joined right at the same time as me. So I'm hoping that's all you guys. Still waiting on 3 there. Shouldn't be long at all. I do want to text somebody back. Oh, gotta do. Sorry about that, guys. Some things take priority, but I'm back. All right, so where are we? I'm in the 5 hole, starting up. Who's in here? Midget Burrito, the Winkinator, Top Dog, Zero Fucks back in it. Fieldman, KY J. Smith, DJ Spinoza, Super Beast, you're in. Keithson, Blocky, HTR10, and KJ White. All right. So we got Zero Fucks, we got Keith. Anybody else in here? Chime in, say hi in the chat. I like to try to get everybody involved. Some good convo going on here. This is why I take time on a Sunday evening to get shoot. I am gonna go Christian McCaffrey. You know what? I'm gonna go JSN and maybe do a 0 RB build. I have very little JSN. I've been drafting McCaffrey over him, and really haven't had the 5-hole quite often at all either. So I'll throw in a JSN team. I just don't think. I think Rashid Shaheed's going to have a great year. I do think they're going to be passing more. I just think there's he had well over a 30% target share last year, I think. And I don't see how that maintains itself. And the offense could change drastically, actually. But it shouldn't. Well, it's going to have to in a way, right? They're going to have to run less and pass more. So maybe he has just the same year. It was a really good year. So decent amount of JSN, but I'm done clicking on. Yeah, and that's maybe how he feels to me. Like, I just think he should be in the ARSB, Jefferson, CD Lamb tier, right? Like, we've seen it from ARSB more often, although they're kind of the same mold, aren't they? Justin Jefferson could break all of fantasy. Like, we've seen him do it before. The Kyler Murray, can he bring him there? And Addison, and a lot of question marks there. We've seen CD Lamb do it in stints before. But Dak is an every other year guy, so does Dak stay healthy and do they make it through? So I guess there's questions, but I definitely I have McCaffrey, Ginty, and technically Taylor ahead of JSN in my redraft rankings. As far as best ball, I kind of stick to ADP in the first few rounds, as you could see. Sometimes I'm like, all right, let's try this or that. But for the most part, first few rounds, let me stick to ADP and then grab my guys later. Because ADP will shift enough between now and the season. So if you gave me Henry, I could go I'm going to go Drake London. Just see if we can. Well, that thing wouldn't click. I think Underdog might be conking out a little bit on me. Then again, I should have a wired connection while I'm streaming. I was fixing somebody's computer yesterday, and I'm like, I've been going on Wi-Fi this whole time. And meanwhile, streamers, the first thing they tell people, hey, make sure you're wired in. Make sure you're hardwired in. You never know what could happen to Wi-Fi. Whatever. Right? All right. What do we got going on? Amon-Ra is closer to Jamar Puka, Jason. Yeah. I'll go with this, Zero Fucks. I can agree with that. Just Amon-Ra has done it longer. Amon-Ra is super consistent. He's just always there. And Amon-Ra is kind of in fact, at this point, he's probably better than the Cooper Kupp, more consistent. Has Amon-Ra been the wide receiver 1 overall? If he hasn't, he's gotten darn close, I think. I'll go Zay Flowers. It's tempting to go McBride. There you go. I just I haven't liked any of my McBride teams yet, and you can get Colston Loveland in the next round, or sometimes maybe the 5th. I certainly won't be able to do it here. It's sitting next to zero fucks. But yeah, I prefer Colson Loveland, and I really prefer the 3 tight end going after the 10th round. I'll sneak one in the 10th, in the first 10 rounds sometimes, but for the most part, 10th round or later for my 3 tight ends. Stock up on a couple running backs and receivers, throw in usually 2 quarterbacks by the 10th round and done. So yeah, I get my quarterbacks in the first 10 rounds and then my tight ends in the last 8 rounds. But I should probably change up what I'm doing once in a while. And I do have McBride. I just don't tend to like the teams. It's, I guess, building a 0 RB team, throwing in McBride isn't a bad idea. Because if Josh Allen comes to me, I'll take him. If Josh Jacobs comes to me, I'm taking him. Other than that, it looks like a definite 0 RB build. There's some good players here. The next 8 picks are great, I think. Can't go wrong. And actually, even after that, you got that tier of running backs. So there are so many, especially lately, touts, prognosticators, analysts talking about, rankings aren't good because they're linear. You need to rank in tiers. That's always been the way people have ranked. I've been doing rankings for Fantasy Pros for 10 years, and I've been among the most accurate. Always. From the beginning. I'm going to grab Josh Jacobs here and ruin this 0 RB build. I just think Josh Jacobs going in the 4th is too much of a value to pass up. Even though Torrey McMillan was there, I really like him. I just feel comfy, cozy with Josh Jacobs there. It would have been it would have been more fun to go with McMillan and push the running back. I would have grabbed the running back in the 5th. So I guess technically that still is 0 RB. I always think of 0 RB as you fill your flex and you get a premium onesie. So really, in my mind, the classic 0 RB build starts with a running back in the 6th or later. But as we've seen in the past couple of drafts I've done, and you know what? I've been grabbing Henderson and Irving. Oh, shoot. I'm going to get Lamar. I was going to get Tootin, but I'm going to go ahead and stack Flowers with Lamar. I already did this once on stream, didn't I? Oh, well. But, yeah, so as you can see, whenever I have Flowers, I tend to go ahead and grab Lamar. Tootin is the other guy I was going to grab. I haven't been getting a lot of Bashal Tootin, and I don't want to not have him. I really like Tootin. It's just that his price. I've been drafting Judkins above him lately. I've been hearing a lot about Henderson and thinking about his upside. That the likelihood of last year repeating itself is probably unlikely, and Henderson he's fast, man, and you get him into space, which they should really easily be able to now that they have AJ Brown and Romeo Doubs. Not that Romeo Doubs is great, but he's a possession receiver, and they have AJ Brown as a threat on the outside. Coverage is going to be pulled his way. There's going to be plenty of dump downs to Travion Henderson or Ramondre. Actually, if Ramondre comes back, I'll be happy with him in the 6th. But I've started to draft some Travion Henderson. Bucky Irvin is probably somebody I should. All of these 5th-round backs are backs that we should probably be stacking up on. I just tend not to get Tootin because he doesn't fall to me when I'm a later in the 5th pick, or somebody else does that I'm just like, I can't deny grabbing them. But Tootin is a guy that I kind of need to remind myself I definitely need more of. Any other stacks here? Atlanta, Seattle, I'll get them later. That'll be fun. Grab quarterbacks, draft quarterbacks, draft your quarterbacks now. They're going to go. I don't need them, so go draft your quarterbacks. We were talking about Amon-Ra. He's been a wide receiver 3 the past few years. Yeah, it's probably right. He definitely has access to ceiling. Warren, Loveland, and Kraft outscore McBride this year. I think that's definitely possible. I think it's definitely possible. All right, so I don't usually get this guy, but he's coming to the late 6th now. So it looks like, they both have the same bye week. This is the second time I did that with Price. This week 11 bye week is a thing. It's a thing. But maybe we just, guys, grab your quarterbacks. Get them now. They're going to fly. Got to get them. Could have gone Lemon there. Yeah, I'm not too displeased with it. Prefer they didn't have the same buy, but I think Price falling to the late 6th here, I'm starting to maybe it's not a fall. Rashid would have been great. Yeah. Where are you again? Yeah, Rashid Rice would have been great. Jeremiah Love can't, like, we got to worry about the end of the season here, right? So, no. I can't go another week 11 bye week. At running back, I will go with your Tucker Kraft. Talking them up, I'll take them. A little bit of a stretch there, but I think my next quarterback, I'm going to try to make Darnold, my quarterback 2. He's got enough of a floor, and I might do the last round Tua or Penix stack with London. I should actually be looking at some receivers here. I was debating Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed, or Kraft, and this time I just shifted to Kraft. Yes, he had 1,100 total yards. Year 2 should be fun. That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. And I almost so in the 7th round here, I almost grabbed Ramondre Stevenson, and at the last second, I realized that's what I did in the last draft. It was Price and Stevenson, both with week 11 buys. Dangerous. I get that week 11 bye. I've noticed it with receivers, especially late. And here I do have Drake London has week 11 bye is a deadly one. Just definitely. I have a lot of Judkins. I think it's well over 20%, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I need to build up my Henderson, but it's hard. Like building up Henderson exposure, right? Like I want to build. I want like 6 to 8% Swift. I don't want to be too low on him. Bucky seems like a fairly low price. I don't want to. Oh, sugar. So Herbert's still around. I'm going to grab Herbert, even though he's not really stackable. I get like the first draft he went at the 8.9. The next draft he went at the 7.10. I think Herbert, well, I guess it's the right tier. I think Caleb Williams should be going a little bit later. Caleb Williams should be back in this tier. I just feel like Herbert is a crazy. So he should be going in the late. He should be going before Mahomes and Lawrence, I think. All right, I need to focus though, and I only got 3 wide receivers. I'm done at quarterback. Ooh, you're going to grab this guy before I do. The reason I tend to stay away from, I know what I can do. I'll go with Pittman. Because I'm feeling that 0 fucks. You went Purcell there, huh? Right next to me. I'm glad we went different directions this time, though. JSN, London, Flowers, Jacobs, Lamar to stack with Flowers, Jadarian Price, Tucker Kraft, Justin Herbert. I'll have to grab a couple super late stacks for him. Michael Pittman in the 9th. 0 fucks. Got Puka, Devon Achane, Jeremiah Love, Tator McMillan, Quinshon Judkins, Mekhi Lemon, DK Metcalf, Brock Purdy, Ricky Purcell. I will not be I won't be taking Aaron Rodgers, just to give you the heads up, 0 fucks. So if you want to grab him late, he'll be available. I tend to stay away from Rodgers. It's probably foolhardy, but I don't think he makes it through the season. Dude's old. And I'm old, but man, playing football at that age just ain't, like, I guess all the Chinese peptides and all the other bullshit people are taking these days keeps them young, but I don't know. I think it's got to come to an end soon. I could definitely be wrong. All right, Herbert, don't have any of that. Kansas City's a bring back on the Chargers, right? Yeah. Keep that in mind. Kansas City Cincinnati's the bring back on Lamar. Don't really. I know what I got to do. I'm not even going to play around with it. There's one guy, if he falls, that I'm going to take. But otherwise, I'm probably just going to go. I'm going to grab Rachaad White. I want to say there's 3 different podcasts today with different people from different areas, different kind of bubbles of fantasy football. 3 different people were talking highly about Rachaad White, and not only do they expect Jaden Daniels to check down more this year to kind of save himself, but Rachaad White and Jaden Daniels played in college together, or they seem to be really close friends. If they didn't, I'm pretty sure they played in college together. Jaden Daniels brought Rachaad White to Washington. Rachaad White, didn't try to get the highest contract, wanted Washington. Feel as though we're going to see some dump downs this year. And I feel as though Rachaad White isn't a great, awesome. Thank you. I just talked through that so you didn't think about stealing my Mark Andrews. Really appreciate that. And yeah, he was going later, but a lot of what they said made sense. So even his rushing efficiency should improve due to Jaden Daniels rushing, right? We talked about it earlier when I picked Katron with the 18th round pick. Running backs just tend to do better and have their best years. What was the name of the pod they were saying that I can picture the guy's face? It's Pierre Camus, and the other guy he's with, I can't think of it now, but even he was saying, so that was one. Jacob Sanderson's talked highly of him from the beginning. Just a lot of guys that tend to be right. And I don't listen to many people, but the ones that tend to be right and have really good reasoning is why I tend to go with that. Zero fucks. Yeah, all right. So Rashad White, most drafted person. The only person I know that has more than you is Jacob Sanderson. He was at 43% or something ridiculous, and at the 120s, right? Yeah, a better time to do that for sure. But just like I draft the shit out of my voice is starting to go, so we don't have much time here. Where's my guy? Jonathan Brooks. We used to get him in the 160s, 170s, but I'm still drafting him. I can't stop. He just fits. Like, it's the right zone. It's the zone where they should be at this point. Or should have been all along, but that's why we drafted immense amount of him. Oh, really? Because he's been shooting up. That's why. You listen to him too. How could you not? Like, dude's smart. Dude's smart, explains himself well, and he's young and full of stories too. Smart as a whip, right? He's just, all right. So it's time for me to reach for. Okay. Thank you for taking Tyrone Tracy, actually. I just need somebody to take him off my hands. I reached for my stack, and I'm done with tight end. There's a couple other running back. Probably not going to come back to me. Well, all right. I'll take that gap. Let me see. How many wide receivers do I have? I only have 4 wide receivers, 3 running backs. All right. So it's all running backs and receivers from here on out. And Lamar, we're stacking in the 17th. There's another stack for Herbert in the 16th, 15th, 16th. So I got 2 kind of free picks here. Maybe somebody besides Debo this time. Maybe. Where are we going? Brooks. Yeah, Brooks's price is definitely crazy compared to what it was, but he still falls in a zone where I think when he gets to the 8th, he's overpriced. When he stays in the 9th, I don't know. I still feel fine with his upside. I understand it's a huge upside play, and there could be like 0 floor, but he could break fantasy even from the 9th round. Like the year, I guess it was Amon-Ra's rookie year, where, and technically this is Brooks's rookie year, right? He's barely played, right? But Amon-Ra's rookie year, he was drafted in like 16th, 17th, 18th round. But even people talk about that. If you drafted him in the 9th round, he still broke fantasy football. So Brooks's upside is crazy. So it's probably right around here is the highest I'll go. I mean, I think the highest I've gotten him was like 8-10, 8-9, but it was one of those, like, I didn't think he was going to make it around the turn, and I was either going 0 RB or very light on running back. Or he was my 4th running back and I was stopping, something like that. I draft him a lot. He's so it's just like anybody. If you listened to me last year compared to this year, it's probably night and day, and I have a whole lot of room to improve. It's just the more time you have on mic, the better off. And you could tell, I still forget I forget first names all the time of players. My last names get jumbled up. I'm trying to think of three things at once. The more you get on stream, the easier it gets, and the more fluid you get. So there's, yeah, the and he studies the game like nobody's business. Like he sugar. What am I doing? Trey Harris. Unless it's either Debo or Trey Harris. Actually, I have a ton of Algier here too. I could grab. I'm gonna go with Trey Harris just for the stack. I really don't think it's. I don't expect anything from Trey Harris, but he fits the build. He's a stack. Debo would have been the other pick here, or Tyler Algier. Running backs are plentiful late. I'm not going to get another quarterback. I will get another one, two, three. I'm going to get three more wide receivers and one more running back. So let me bank up some of these wide receivers. And no, I want Surratt. That'll probably be my last Raven, though. I really don't want to do running back here. Oh, JSN and what's his name have the week 11 bye, so no Judy. Tyler Algier. It's like 10 picks after ADP. I think he's going to provide a consistent floor the first few weeks. I don't see them like if the Cardinals decide to give Jeremiah Love 20 touches a game, they gotta trade Algier, right? Like the what I feel so bad for Tyler Algier. Maybe that's why I'm drafting him. But if we look back to Bijan's rookie year, Tyler Algier still had the goal line carries and consistent usage. Not that what is happening today has anything to do with what happened then. I just think the same storyline is likely to take place. Tyler Algier is a good running back. Your Javante for Tootin and Worthy. I would do it. Yeah, I would do that. I'm not high on Javante either, though. But I think I like Worthy. I think Worthy will be on Worthy will be signing a second contract with Kansas City. Rashee Rice won't. Yeah, then trade him. Go ahead. I like that. I think Bashal Tootin. I mean, we could be rug pulled on Tootin too, right? Like he could end up shit in the bed. And now I'm looking at the running backs that are available and like, damn, why did I get off? I need to start to pass on Algier and even Coleman, but it's I need to stop drafting the early quarterback is what I need to shift my overall plan. And I'm not going to get Tank Dell in this one, I don't think, unless like something crazy happens. Actually, got a couple things in mind. So what are the rest of you guys doing? Super Beast, I haven't paid any attention to you. After my pick, I'll take a look over there. I'm going to pass on Tank Dell here. This is usually where I get him. Oh, did he go? Oh, no, I took him out of my queue. I'm going to try to pass it on him in the 17th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to grab Surratt here. So I'm pushing up Surratt to avoid drafting Tank Dell. And now that I look at it, I could go 6 running backs, right? Because I started out with those 3 receivers at the top. I might just get one more receiver, although it's really going to be hard. Deep in thought here. All right, thank you for taking Tank Dell. Appreciate that. Feels like holding Javonte medium term is risky too. Yeah, I'm not a. I don't want to say I'm not a fan of Javonte. Just I'm going to grab Pat Bryant here, and then kind of make a decision on whether I go running back or wide receiver in the 18th round. Going to push that decision one more round. I like Pat Bryant. I think he's pretty underrated right now. And if Sutton bombs like a lot of people are predicting he's going to, then Pat Bryant's going to excel. Otherwise, we should be drafting Cortland Sutton a bit higher. Would love it if I was on my. Yeah, I would say that hope for an explosion from Bashal Tootin early in the season, or hope for an explosion from Worthy or Tootin early in the season, and then all of a sudden you might be able to flip him for a Judkins. I don't think you're going to straight up get Judkins for Javonte. I think the person that drafted Judkins is high on Judkins, unless he's been traded a couple of times, then maybe you can get something. Brooks has had multiple season-ending injury. Oh, yeah. Like he's a rookie. Yeah. I mean, he was injured coming into the NFL, and they didn't want to rush him back. They took their time, and he still got injured again. Could be. Tajay has never hit his ceiling either, though. I guess you were probably talking about the trade, which I finally got to. Yeah, so then they're going to have to trade James Conner. And all right, so maybe they don't trade Algier, but they're going to, you got to use him. And yeah, you're probably right about that guy. Oh, all of my guys went. I do have Singleton, Brazel. What are my bringbacks? I don't think Tyquan Thornton went? Jesus. I'll just grab Singleton. I think Singleton's my most owned player overall. I did just default to him just because I don't think Tajay Spears will ever really be able to amount to anything. He's got no knee. Yeah, I definitely think Connor gets moved. But who knows? There's too many backs there. You're right. Connor or Benson probably are more likely to get moved. But if they start, if they give Love 20 touches a game and they're holding Algier, they're not going to be running the ball all that often. They're going to be throwing the ball. I just don't know if Algier ends up being happy. But then again, he did sign a massive contract, so he's probably just like WTF. I think he has something he wants to prove, though. He went there with the mindset of being the guy. You used to draft 2 QBs around 6 through 9, but lately QBs have fallen. So, yeah, I need to get back to that too, Zero Fox. So, pre-draft, I was always getting 3 QBs. And then post-draft, the meta has been everybody getting 3 QBs. So I zig when others zag. And I've been going with the 2 QB route, getting, them round 6 through 9. But There's also, Tua went a little earlier than usual. So, and this is where, like, Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith, Mendoza, those three guys should be going in the 16th, 17th. Not that it's a drastic difference, but like just minute differences. Tua should be going in the last round. He's not likely to finish the season. Um, I guess he's 50-50, let's call it, finish the season. And what we care about is week 15, 16, 17, mostly week 17. True zero fucks. Most don't hit their ceiling. We get disappointed quite often. And it's usually about 5 guys that hit and win fantasy. Like, if you don't have 3 of these 5 guys, you ain't winning. That's that. So the whole pick the right guys, I mean, around a sane structure, right? You could have the 5 top guys and you build the team wrong and you're not, well, you'll probably win your league, but maybe you don't win in the playoffs. That's the thing about these two. It becomes a lottery a little bit after a while. Yeah, I grab Pollard when he falls a little bit. I really have very little Tajay. I don't think it's 0%, but it's really close. I hear people once in a while that, hey, he's definitely their number 2. And in fact, their coach said, when he was talking, this is like a month ago, he's talking about Singleton. He's like, he's a rookie. He's really on the ball. He's trying hard. He's working. And we see really good things from him. I think he's going to contribute quite a bit on special teams. Pollard and Spears, there are bell cows. That was his quote. They are our bell cows. So they want to use Spears, but he doesn't really stay healthy ever, does he? Pre-draft, you had a lot of 2 QBs. The reason I had 3 QBs pre-draft is like there was 20 rounds, and I was getting a lot of, I didn't talk about him, Jameis Winston in the last rounds. Just like Scatterbust, I think Jackson Dart is being overdrafted. I don't think Jackson Dart plays 10 full games this year. He plays so dangerously. Again, spearing people instead of stepping out of bounds, or like putting your head in something when you could slide. Like, there's so many ways to avoid contact. And I'm sure by now, oh yeah, definitely. Oh, I know you do. I'm just, Amon-Ra. Yeah, there's Amon-Ra, there's Puka, there's Kyron, and then everybody else is a bust. There's a few others, but, yeah, so if there was one pick in here, I'll go over it real quick. I started out JSN, Drake London, and I forgot that they both have the same buy, and that's super dangerous when your first 2 picks got the same, in the same position, got the same buy. I might have shifted. If I had thought about that, I would have shifted to Achane and just said I can't do 0 or beat it. I did it earlier. So JSN, Drake London, Zay Flowers, Josh Jacobs, Lamar Jackson stacking with Flowers, Jadarian Price, Tucker Kraft, Justin Herbert. So Kraft, I couldn't have gotten Quentin there for the stack. Justin Herbert, then Michael Pittman in the 9th, Rashad White in the 10th, Mark Andrews for the stack in the 11th, Aronde Gadsden with the stack in the 12th, Jonah Coleman. See, this is another guy that I get a lot of just because I don't generally like the receivers around here. I need to, and I would like to get a little bit more Denzel Boston, but that week 11 bye ends up, throwing a wrench in plans. And I want to mix in some Naylor and Tucker, but the 13th round just seems early for them, even though that's like presently the wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 on Vegas. I do think either Debo or Diggs are going to sign with Vegas. In the 14th, I grabbed Trey Harris for the stack with Herbert, then Tyler Algier, Elijah Surratt for the stack with Lamar, Pat Bryant because I think he's good, Nick Singleton because I think he will get opportunity, and I think he'll be able to do something with it. 0 fucks. He goes Puka Nacua, Devin Achane, Jeremiah Love, Tatora McMillan. Achane and McMillan were really close to being drafted by me. And he comes back with Quinshon Judkins, Mekhi Lemon, DK Metcalf. Then Brock Purdy is no, you stacked them last time. We stack them with Purcell this time. Matthew Stafford stacks with Puka. Dalton Kincaid in the 11th. Keaton Mitchell in the 12th. Trey Tucker in the 13th. Guess you couldn't leave me Mitchell to come all the way back around, could you? Maybe I should have drafted Mitchell and hoped Gadsden came back around, because I did reach a little bit on Gadsden, but that would have been the smarter move. I do think Mitchell is being drafted too high. Don't get me wrong. I got plenty of them. I'm not doing another draft. I got to call it quits after this one. I will probably be – I don't think I will be doing any today or tomorrow, but I'll probably be back on Wednesday. If not, I'll definitely be Thursday and Friday, and we'll play it by ear from there. I'm kind of inconsistent. I'm learning that nighttime is the right time, but when you stream at night, for me it's 8:30, and it's the summertime, so I shouldn't. But I stay on the same basic pattern. I'm a teacher. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. During the summer, I wake up at 7 so I can go to bed a bit later. But after streaming, you're wired. So, it takes a lot of weed to get me to come down a little bit. And I'm running out of gummies. And my pen's in the other room. Anyway, so I left off with Keaton Mitchell. Then you went Trey Tucker. Do you have a lot of Tucker? I don't. Daniel Jones, he's stacked. Did you get a stack for Jones? I don't see one. Maybe I missed it. Brian Robinson, Terrence Ferguson stacks with Stafford and Puka. Rashad Bateman. That wasn't a snipe. I just haven't been getting a lot of Bateman. I have in the past, and just yucky. But he could have a year too, right? He does have the talent. And he had 7 touchdowns one year. Could do something. And Michael Mayer, I think I am very high on Mayer. Think he will actually get between 70 and 80% of the snaps at inline tight end, while Brock Bowers plays the move tight end of the slot. Diggs, I don't think is likely. I think Debo would be more likely. A lot of Trey Tucker because of it. I think instead of Trey Tucker, I've been getting Debo in that range or somewhere around there. So maybe I'll switch it up. Floor snaps. Yeah, I can agree with that. Floor is 60. Yeah. This I agree with. So, Bowers is a receiver. And what was the quote from the coach? Oh my God. It's like he's a football machine from the future or something ridiculous. It was a ridiculous, but they don't need him to block. They got Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer would be starting tight end on 26 teams in the NFL. Maybe more. But yeah. Thoughts on Diggs? I think Diggs ends up in Washington. So and his home is right here in Maryland, close to the University of Maryland, where he went to college, which is close to DC. It's closer to DC than it is Baltimore. But just being at home, there's a very when players make it to the NFL from the University of Maryland, Marylanders tend to really go overboard with their praise of those people. So we always like to see them come back. And, you know, University of Maryland doesn't have too many superstars. I guess they've been getting more lately, but they always tend to go a little bit overboard with guys like that. And you know who I actually need more? Mendoza too. Mendoza's probably going to start earlier than we think. Kirk Cousins, I think, is probably dust. Yeah, I think so. I think Mayer and Kraft are a good comp. I think that is a very good comp. Super Beast here. So this is Keith. James Cook to start, and then AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Mike Evans, Roma Dunze. Really hero RB there. All right. Drake May. I love that. Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, Kenneth Gainwell. I have almost no Hubbard, but he's getting close to that 8th round, so he will start to get drafted by me. 7-9 to me. Really, when I break down drafts, I consider basically the first 6 picks, I guess what you would call the S tier, although I don't really get that whole thing. Like, to me, the first half of the first round is the first round, and then the back half of the first round and the first half of the second is the second round. And that, like, I break it down more from there as I'm drafting. So really the difference between the 7-9 and the 8-4 is rather negligible, especially when you consider I have about as much Dowdle as I do Hubbard. Like, I tend to gravitate towards Harvey right here. But the lower they drop, the more I'll get them. Kenneth Gainwell, I do like. Don't think he will. I think him and Bucky will, at the end of the season, be within 20, maybe 20, 30 fantasy points of each other. So in the 9th round, with a 4-round discount, Kenneth Gainwell could pick. And we got Romeo Doubs to stack with Drake May. Dallas Goedert, I like him. Think he is relatively undervalued, although he's getting into the tier with Andrew. Goddard should definitely be in this Andrews, Kincaid, Kelsey tier. And actually, that whole tier should probably be above Kittle, or Kittle should be back with that tier. Stephon Diggs, just talked about. Hunter Henry as a stack with May. Tank Bigsby, Geno Smith. You got any Jets? Whenever I'm going to go Geno, now you can't backstack them. You got to get it beforehand. You were looking for somebody else, though, I would bet. Keith, you in here? If I even think I'm going to end up going Geno Smith, it's I try to grab Sadiq, which I would have done on the 14th, if that was in your head. And I would have tried to work in, where is it? Adonai Mitchell. Where did he go? I don't see Adonai Mitchell. Oh, he went. Oh, wow. He's going a lot earlier than he was. Never mind. He's going a lot earlier. Then you finish. Where are you here? You're here. Finish with Emmett Johnson. I feel like you did that in the first draft. You like Emmett? Then Jalen Noel and Kevin Coleman from Miami. Not bad. I would have liked an earlier quarterback pick. As I said last draft, like Stroud in the 12th, and you can backstack them. That's always kind of if I'm going to go 2 QB, that's kind of my last straw of all. Or Sam Darnold. He didn't quite come back to you there. Just somebody I can easily backstack. Geno used to be that guy, but I've kind of, as soon as I recognize that Geno is going to end up in my lap somehow, I start. Oh, there goes Adonai Mitchell. Yeah. So, Adonai Mitchell went right before you took your Henry stack, so there's not much you could do there. Is that 2 tight ends? I would have gone a third tight end for sure. Fannin should be another one. Yes. Where am I? Yep. Fannin should be much lower tier. I don't know. So today, Monken. Look at Monken's tight ends over here. Todd Monken's tight ends over the years always has top-notch tight ends. So I don't think he's going to start fading Fannin now. Yeah, but that's the thing too. Like locking up a true QB too. I would have that Stroud. Stroud is where I would have gone there. Like I would say Darnold too, but he doesn't usually kind of come back. I feel like Darnold fell a little bit there, but I would have been a little bit more focused earlier on getting a quarterback if I was only going to go 2. I really only grab Geno when I'm going 3 and grab 3 late. Just my take. Doesn't mean nothing. Yeah, I think the Emmett does have a potential to be a 3-down back. I think they're going to start the season with Amari DiMaccardo taking 3rd downs, though. You think LaShawn McCoy? I actually hope he does explode because I feel like I had a ton of Emmett pre-draft, and I know I have him in some dynasty. He drew comps to Shady, did he? All right. I'll have to get a little bit more of him. You think so, huh? Could be. I think by the end of the season, Kenyon Sadiq, and again in these like Eliminator, I don't get Sadiq. But in these, I've started to. I don't have a lot of them. Just started to because he fits with the Geno stack. Target competition definitely tougher. Wonder if the quarterbacks can get it to the receivers though. Yeah, I can't argue that over Cooper. Yeah, that makes sense too. I can't argue against that for sure. All right. Anybody else want me to go over the team? Any questions, thoughts? Keep an eye out. Definitely check. I updated best ball ranks, and you can download Underdog ranks and plug them right in here if you pay the subscription. But you can read the whole article and see the rankings without a subscription. Lots of information in that one, in the best ball one. I should be coming out with probably Dynasty tomorrow, and then starting this week, I'm going to start pumping out some redraft content and maybe by some team-by-team projections and that sort of thing. Talk to you. Definitely, for those of you in the chat, appreciate it, Keith. Please subscribe. That goes a long way towards feeding the algorithm for me. Hit those likes. That works too. And Keith, noticed a bunch of your comments after the stream closes out. Those comments afterwards, and you could be as critical as you want. Anybody and everybody, be as critical as you want. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what you'd like to see done differently, and just feed the algorithm for me and turn on notifications because I don't have a regular schedule yet. That being said, y'all have a great week, and I'll talk to you later.